I made 461 pieces of social media content in the month of May, and this video is going to show you the effect it had on my online business. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dom, and I run an online business that supports my family of 4 in a house that we own on a single income. This video is going to show you exactly where I posted, what I posted, how many views, leads, and sales that I got, and the one platform that outperformed all of them. So stick around. All right, so let's start this video off by going over where I posted, how much I posted, and how big my following is on each of the platforms where I posted. Here is a list. So I actually posted first on TikTok. This is actually where I grew my following first. So it is the largest following in terms of followers. I have 137,000 followers over on TikTok. And in the month of May, I made 69 posts. Nice. Now, up next was Instagram. Instagram, I've only got 354 followers over on Instagram. Hint, hint, go follow, keep in touch with me over there, at Bavaro. Let's try to grow that number. But on Instagram, I only have 354 followers, but I posted 85 times in the month of May. I posted more on Instagram than I did on TikTok because Instagram allows for a really big variety of content. Now, next up we have Facebook, and there are 2 Facebook entries here because I have a business page and I also have a personal profile with which I posted on. Now, my business page, I pretty much just started because why not? It's got 62 followers over there, and I made 100 posts in the month of May on that particular account. And then my Facebook profile, which has been around since 2006, has 5,400 followers on it, and I posted 35 times. This post count is so low because there's no automated API, and this was me having to manually upload and schedule and write everything. And I forgot most days, right? So I didn't post as much when it was manual. Now, coming down the list, there's some unconventional places to post. We've got Snapchat Spotlight. When was the last time you posted on Snapchat? Turns out there's a lot of traffic over on Snapchat. I just posted there. I have 939 followers now over on Snapchat, and I posted 45 times. And then YouTube Shorts right here, where I've got 9,000 subscribers at the time I recorded this video. I had 62 posts I posted over there. And then finally LinkedIn, I have 235 followers and I posted 65 times over there. Now, add this all up, it's a grand total of 461 posts. However, the numbers are actually a little bit higher because I didn't include stories. So anytime something got posted to Instagram or Facebook, I posted it to the story. So you can't quite double these numbers for Facebook and Instagram, but the number is a little bit higher. It's probably closer to 500 times that I posted in the month of May if you include stories. Now that we know how big my following is on each of the platforms and where I posted, let's talk about what I posted and when I posted it. Now, for my schedule was super rudimentary. I wanted to try to get 3 times a day, at least 2 times a day at a minimum, but I did average somewhere between 2 and 3 times a day. I would try to post once in the morning, sometime between 9 and like 10:30 in the morning. I wasn't gonna go super early because, well, I just don't get up that early. But also I noticed that a lot of the big creators, they're gonna post late morning, like 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Not sure why that is, but that's kind of the window that I wanted my posts to go off. I wanted to have one around lunchtime, and the thought behind that was that people are gonna be taking their lunch break, they might be scrolling on social media, I'll come across their page when the post is fresh on lunch. And then again, late afternoon, early evening, think like between 4 and 6 p.m., that was my last post of the day because my thought, again, was people might be getting off of work, they might want to scroll some social media, and maybe I'll come across their post then. I didn't post late night, I didn't post throughout the night, it was pretty much during normal-ish waking hours. And in terms of what I posted, my content mix looked like this. It was mostly short videos that I've recorded myself. I'll show an example right here on the screen. It was basically videos that I recorded, they're very TikTok style, very Instagram Reel style, and they had captions and effects and things like that. They were relatively simple to make, and while there were some effects, there weren't a whole lot of effects because I wanted to prioritize what I was saying and have people understand me rather than get lost in all the effects of retention editing. So those short videos were there. I then used the transcript from those videos to make these fake tweet images like I'm showing on the screen right here. Basically, AI was taking the transcript and then writing it into a pithy tweet, and then it would basically superimpose that tweet on top of an image of me, and that was an image post. Next thing, I would have long text posts as well. Same thing, I would grab that kind of fake tweet image, but then put a 3 to 5 paragraph long form, almost a blog post on Facebook and on LinkedIn, again, based on the transcript of that short video. And then finally, I did repost some of my greatest hits content that was there. I didn't record everything fresh for the month of May. I went back through my accounts, grabbed about 20 to 30 of the greatest hits, loaded them up into the rotation. And I also had it set to basically wait till something was posted 3 weeks in the past and then repost it again if it popped off. So that was something there. So it wasn't all completely original content, because I know I was getting like 300 views on a post, and with 137,000 followers, not everyone's gonna see my post. So if I post something again, it's probably gonna be a different 300 people. And with that said, let's talk about the workflow to create this content. Now, this is what I did to create those 461 pieces of content, because I didn't record 461 videos. What I did was I posted 2 original short videos every single day without missing a beat. And typically what I did was I would batch them in groups of 14. What I would do is throughout the week, or whenever the inspiration struck, I would open up CapCut and just kind of rip a freestyle with my thought in the moment. Now, sometimes I was mowing the lawn, so I was all sweaty. Sometimes I hadn't shaved. I wasn't always camera ready, but ripping a first draft exactly raw and what the words I wanted to use in CapCut, I didn't have to rethink it the next time I went to go ahead and batch all my content. So I was creating content in the moment, but I wasn't making the draft that everybody saw on social media in the moment. I wanted to make sure that I was presentable, my backgrounds were good, and I was able to make good captions and not skip any words, basically. I didn't want to lose the thought, but I also wanted to make sure my social media content was tight enough that it was I wasn't just doing them raw. Then what I did was I recorded my final drafts in CapCut, because I like CapCut's captions and it makes it really, really easy to create. I'm super comfortable there. And then I was able to schedule them out through TikTok, because I hit TikTok first, because I was, again, most comfortable posting there. I used ChatGPT to create a caption for there. I actually outlined the whole process of what I did in this video up here. I'll put a card right up here. You can go ahead and watch it. But basically, once that video hit TikTok, all of my automations took over, and I used AI, ChatGPT, Repurpose.io, and Make.com, a couple of those different automations, to redistribute my content everywhere and repurpose it as images and as text. Again, I have a whole hour-long video. You can go check it out right here if you want to see everything that I did. What this allowed me to do is this allowed me to sit down and spend 2 or 3 hours, record 14 short videos for the week, schedule them out, and then kind of forget about it. Then throughout the week, I was just posting to make sure that everything posted okay, and then responding to comments and likes that came through. And with that said, let's check out the results. All right, now what everybody clicked on the video to see, what happened? How many views did we get? How many leads did we get? How many sales did we get? So we're gonna break this down platform by platform, starting with the view count. So I have all of the platforms listed here. On TikTok, again, if you remember, we made 69 posts. We ended up getting 38,000 organic views, or an average of 550 views per post. Next up, we have Instagram. We made 85 posts, turned into 11,500 views, or 135 average views per post. Facebook was a little weird. All I have right now here is the business page numbers, because the profile analytics suck. They're not really made for businesses. So they don't really give you a whole lot of analytics. But on the Facebook business page side, I'm laughing because it's that bad. It's actually, I made 100 posts, and in the entire month of May, I got 1,006 views, an average of 10 views per post. Now look, I know there's some organic guru out there who's saying, imagine if you had a lunch with 10 people you'd love to hear. Like, that's not even worth your time at that point when you're talking on social media. So 10 average, but that's what the number was. On Snapchat, I made 45 posts. This one actually surprised me. I ended up getting 50,949 views. Truthfully, it was 2 of them that popped and went really, really viral, but it brought the average up to 11,032. And those 2 viral posts brought the average up to 1,132 views per on average. Not sure if I could get that many views again. We'll try. I'm gonna continue posting on Snapchat because, well, there's some views there and it didn't really cost me any time because I was posting through automation. All right, coming down here, we've also got LinkedIn. I made 65 posts. I had 1,694 views for a 26 view average. That's also pretty bad. But in April, I did have a few posts pop to over 2,000 to 3,000 views. I probably was just posting the wrong type of content here on LinkedIn. We'll see. LinkedIn was showing promise, but again, 26 average, like that's just mind-boggling. 40 posts, I'm averaging 20 per. And then YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts, I posted 62 times. That turned into 33,900 views, or a 532 view average. And if you add up all of these view totals, it came to 137,049 views for the month. Then if you were looking at these and you were mostly just gonna optimize for views, I would be posting on YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok, if I'm purely going after views. But as we know, as marketers, views don't mean nothing if you don't get leads and you don't get sales. Views do not pay your bills. And to show you what we got for all of those views, I pulled up my Google Analytics here. Now, it might be a little bit small on the screen here. Hopefully, if it's small, my video editor will help you enlarge some of these numbers. But basically, you can see here we had direct or no attribution traffic for about half of my web visits at 712 visitors. That traffic is just people who might type it in or click a link somewhere that's been posted. Not quite sure where that comes. So I'm actually not using the direct traffic because I can't track it in my decision as what is best. But as you can see here, we start up here, youtube.com here. That is long form because shorts come from the m.youtube because that's a mobile view. But you got Facebook, you got Instagram, TikTok down here. Basically, if you add all of these sources up, right, you're gonna see that there's kind of a clear winner here if you're looking at the screen. And out of all of those views, if you add all these numbers up, it comes to 57 people, 57 visitors generated from organic, from all of that social posting. And of those 57, I only got 15 leads. And of those 15 leads, nobody bought. I don't have any attributed sales from short form social media in May. That is an awful, awful result. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, Dom, how can you support your family if you're not getting any sales from short form social media, 100,000 views a month, and you're getting 0 sales and hardly any leads? Well, if that's all I did, you'd absolutely be right. I would be in a world of hurt. But the truth of the matter is, I was doing something else in parallel as a test. Here's what I did. What I did was I created and I posted 3 long form YouTube videos and emailed my list 5 times over the month. Here's what happened as a result of those 2 actions. And now the YouTube channel got 8,400 views for the month on long form videos only. That resulted in 447 unique website visits, which generated 84 leads. I made 10 affiliate sales and landed 2 service clients in the month of May. And now the email blasts, those 5 email blasts put 57 unique people on my pages for the month of May, which is ironically the exact same number of people as 461 social media posts. Absolutely wild. Now, I can't track how many of these emails converted because the attribution on all of my sales actually say YouTube. I know there's some people that didn't buy the first time, but I'm using HighLevel, and HighLevel, I'm only going off of the first attribution session here for the sale. So first attribution was YouTube. They came on my list and then they may have bought from my email list. But still, the fact that I can put as many page views from email as social media tells me one thing. And that is that long form video and email together is worth way more time and energy than short form social media. It's also way more sustainable. If I can get these kind of results from only posting 3 times in a month and blasting my list 5 times in a month, that is a recipe for a sustainable business, right? Because fact of the matter is, I got a little bit tired posting 400 times and having to come up with all kinds of different ideas on the daily. It was kind of mentally straining. But 3 to 5 ideas a month to get this kind of result, it's a lot more sustainable. Now, YouTube content is a little bit harder to make. I will give you that. Now, the barrier to entry is a little bit higher, but because of that, fewer people are making YouTube videos. And when there's less competition, as you can see, there are more sales to be had. And if you're still not quite sold on why email and YouTube long form are more valuable than short form traffic, you can look at my Google Analytics. I pulled it back up here on the screen. And you can see here is actually this column over here is the time spent on page when somebody came onto my page. For all of like the Facebook and the Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, you can see it's 10 seconds, 27 seconds, 50 seconds, it's all under a minute. But if you look at my YouTube long form and my emails, you've got 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute, and 11 minutes on page, right? The people are so much more engaged when they come from these 2 sources. And that happens because the people who come from these sources are just in a different mindset. If you think about the type of person who's scrolling TikTok or they're scrolling Reels, right? They're just kind of doom scrolling, trying to kill time. Versus if somebody is on YouTube, they're already in the learner's mindset and they're already trying to actively solve a problem and they already are on there with some type of intent. Yes, there are people who just go in, they click something that's suggested, but most people are going to go onto YouTube with a specific purpose to find a specific piece of information. And if you're the one there providing it, they're going to engage with you. And if you're providing a good solution, they're going to convert into sales. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel because I'm going to be sharing all kinds of tips, tricks, strategies, and tactics in all types of online business right here on this channel. And again, I just want to remind you that there is a link to my full day YouTube workshop showing you how to create this valuable long form content, linked in the description. But if you just want to keep watching me over here on YouTube, I'll put a video right here for you to go ahead and watch. Either way, I will see you in another video.